Out of the new NBC News poll showing just how tight the race for president could be. This as New Jersey Governor Chris Christie heads to Iowa later today, obviously a critical early voting state. Could he be dipping his toe in those presidential waters? NBC News political director Chuck Todd is here this morning, who has more on that and this new poll. Chuck, good morning to you. And let's start right there with Chris Christie. I mean, your poll is showing a very crowded Republican field and some really yellow flags for Christie.
A ton. You know, there's a reason. If he's going to run for president, then he's got a lot of work to do, and he needs to be sitting in Iowa quite a bit. Best way to measure right now the standing of the Republican Party and the standing of these candidates or the Republican voters in Iowa is to look at unfavorable ratings. Well, look at this. Chris Christie starts out as the most unpopular Republican among Iowa Republicans thinking about running for president. We put him in the order here. Paul is seen as sort of the most popular, but Christie the least popular. And Savannah, as you know, this all has to do with the fact that he's just not seen as a true conservative by conservatives. They don't like that he hung out with President Obama during Sandy. They don't like things like how he's appointed people to judges and things like that. So that's really the hole he's got to dig out of in Iowa.
Okay, well, let's go over to the Democratic side. Again, you're polling Iowa and New Hampshire, those critical early voting states. Boy, you got a lopsided result when you had Hillary Clinton against the sitting Vice President Joe Biden.
You do. And look, I mean, maybe it's not a surprise to people that Hillary Clinton is running away for this, but remember, Iowa was the beginning of her end of that first presidential campaign where Barack Obama caught her. This time, her numbers in Iowa and New Hampshire are better now than we've ever seen them before. Democrats are ready for Hillary. Now, are independents and swing voters in these states? That's another question.
Yeah, and let me ask you that question, because when you do a general election matchup with Hillary Clinton and another Republican candidate, you see a much tighter race.
I do, and look who we match them up. Look, we matched her up with a whole bunch of these folks, Christie, Jeb Bush, Scott Walker, you name it. But the person that does the best against Hillary Clinton in Iowa and New Hampshire is Rand Paul. Look at this here. He ties her in Iowa. It's a 3-point race in New Hampshire. In Savannah, I think this is an important point here. People talk about Jeb Bush. People talk about Chris Christie on the Republican side. The actual Republican frontrunner right now at the start of this race, Rand Paul.
All right, Chuck Todd, I know you're excited. Just a mere 15 months away to those early votes.
Hey. Don't make fun.
Thank you.